So do you know why this is called 529?
No. Yes, 529.
I feel like it's going to be annoying to have to explain this all the time.
I'm just gonna...
Keep the pitch going.
Alright. Hi guys, welcome back to 529 Podcast. This is a podcast about creators for creators living their 5 to 9 life.
Okay. I get it now. That's cool.
Today we're joined by our good friend Jarrad Seng. Jarrad, how are you? Thank you for coming in today.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me. I didn't realise, because I didn't tell anyone I was coming to Sydney.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
And suddenly you're like,
stalked you.
hey, I see you come to Sydney. I was like, did I say anything about that? How do you know? But
We did get invited to an event that... Yes,
yeah.
that's why we know.
That's why,
That's how we
yeah.
know.
I'd be disappointed if you weren't there, like, right?
Yeah, so I guess just to begin with, tell us a bit about yourself and who you are and what you do.
Photographer.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I really feel comfortable about saying.
Okay.
I
So
do a
many
lot of
labels.
stuff,
Yeah.
but, you know, you could say director or something, videographer in there.
Yeah.
But I don't like it because I know so many actual
Yeah.
DPs and actual like film directors, and saying like, "Oh, I'm a director," I'm like, I know I'm not.
Do you reckon they get annoyed? I say I'm a filmmaker and I've made like 5 videos.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta have some sort of label for it. So I think it's fine.
Yeah.
But I would just feel embarrassed standing next to my actual director friends. Yeah, I'm a
Yeah.
director. It's like some idiot going out and
Yeah.
saying they're a photographer. I'd be like,
But then wouldn't you say something like, I mean, if you've been paid to do something, then you kind of become that in a way? Like,
Maybe.
That's a pretty loose.
Yeah, it's very loose, but like as in...
I've been paid $50
No, it's
by
fine.
my uncle to take photos.
Yeah, I
All of a
guess
sudden
so.
I'm a photographer.
Yeah.
yeah. No, I'd just say photographer.
Okay.
Yeah, traveling photographer.
Mm-hmm.
Work for mainly musicians, tourism boards. Could be anything.
Okay.
Every now and then I get in front of camera to do ambassador kind of stuff.
Yep.
Reality TV.
Yep.
Once in my
Yeah,
life.
we're going to talk more about that.
Yeah, we'll definitely
So
talk
it
more
could
about
be
that.
anything.
Okay. How did you get started and like how long ago and how did your kind of career begin, I guess is...
So it started with music.
Mm-hmm.
I was just in love with music and anything to do with the music. I was playing in some bands.
Uh-huh.
This is around high school, college
Yeah.
years.
What instruments do you play?
Keyboards.
Keyboard. Okay.
I got a guitar.
Oh,
any,
like guitar.
any variation of like a keyboards, like synths and
Okay.
everything.
Sick.
That was
Okay.
really fun.
Uh-huh.
But I was so into music, you know, every day just like on the internet trying to find new stuff.
Yeah.
Going to concerts every weekend.
Yeah.
And so that turned into writing about music as well.
Uh-huh.
I did a lot of music journalism. So
Uh-huh.
I was interviewing really cool rock stars and going to gigs, reviewing them.
Was this back in Perth or was it like
This in Perth.
everywhere? It
No,
started off
yeah,
in Perth.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
right.
this is still just me
Right.
in Perth. And then it turned into taking photos. And it wasn't really anything that I was that interested in or thought I'd be good at.
Yeah.
But I remember I had a friend who was a music photographer, Anthony.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd always be at the same gigs. And this is way back. So this is before, you know, having a DSLR was affordable.
Right.
Like you really had to save up. You had to be serious about it.
How old were you at the time?
People. Ooh, 18, 19,
Okay, yeah.
20. So around that. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
remember. But we'd be at the same concerts and I would be reviewing it. So I'd be up the back with a little notepad writing notes. And then I'd always watch him and he'd be right at the front in their faces with camera.
Yeah,
Man,
right.
that's so cool.
Yeah.
And it looks like less effort as well.
It's just like running in the back. Yeah.
You just take cool photos and
Yeah.
I have to like go back, write an article, all this shit.
Right.
So that started me thinking.
Uh-huh.
But it still was, you know, a good year or so of
Right.
messaging him, asking him about equipment
Yeah.
before I actually
Because
tried
weren't
it.
you? I heard this story before. Weren't you like kind of someone just gave you a photography pass or media pass and then you just
Oh,
jumped in?
yeah.
How do you take photos of like concerts and stuff? Do you have to get a media pass?
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, you need some sort of...
You can't
Access.
you can't just walk in there.
Well, you could for any old small gig. But
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
back in the day. You know,
Yeah.
it's changed so much. Now it's pretty normal just to have a fancy looking camera. Like for anyone to just
Yeah.
have some cool thing.
Yeah.
But back then, people would look at you if you had a camera. So
Yeah.
you wouldn't be able to get in to a concert just holding
Yeah.
a camera.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was... I finally bit the bullet, kind of, at a festival. So I was meant to review it.
Mm-hmm.
I was the music editor of my uni magazine.
Okay.
So that's how I was getting my passes to review stuff.
Yeah.
And I was going to review a big festival.
Yeah.
But I was filling in the sheet. There was a little box saying, do you need a photography pass as well.
Oh,
Or do you have a photographer with you?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah.
And you just sneaky
I'll just tick
yeah.
it.
Right, okay.
Nothing bad. But I was like, surely they'll know.
Yeah.
That
And
was
then they
an
didn't know.
idiot. They didn't. So it
Oh.
came in the mail and there's a photography pass with it. I
Sick.
was like, oh, sick. All right. Now I need to find a camera. So I was borrowing my mate's
Did you do
DSLR.
both for that festival? Did you write the review and
Yeah,
shoot it? Oh,
yeah,
sick.
yeah.
Okay. That's good.
But yeah, I just had to grab a camera. Had just a 50mm.
Right.
Their 50mm.
Right.
And that was it.
Did you know how to use the camera or like auto mode? Like,
Well, the thing is, I googled how to take concert photos, and there was an article by a guy called Daniel Bowd.
oh, no.
Do you know him?
No.
And mate, like he's, veteran of the
Yeah.
scene. Like he was the dude. and
Right.
Still is.
Right.
And he had written this article, and I basically just based everything.
Yeah.
For a long time, everything I knew was based on his one
Right.
one magazine article.
Was it a daytime
helped.
event? Was it a nighttime one? Or like...
It
'cause
was
nighttime
both.
would have been so hard, right? Because...
It was both.
Yeah.
Kind of, but at a huge festival like that, they have
There's
so
so
many
many
lights.
lights, yeah.
It wasn't it wasn't crazy.
Okay.
But I learned a lot just from his
Right.
online thing.
Right.
And that's all I took into it.
Okay.
And I went into it, and it was cool.
Okay.
It was so exciting
Yeah.
being, meters away from
Yeah.
some artists I really love. Like
Yeah.
Jason Mraz was
Oh,
there,
sick. Okay.
Paul Kelly, John Butler, and I was like, how am I just standing here taking these photos? I looked around me, everyone had like 7200s, and I had a 50mm.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, look at these guys. I'm such a fraud, but this is really really exciting.
Yeah.
And you only have 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes.
How does that work? They're throwing the pit and like you have like 2 tracks or whatever and you have to get out.
Normally you have 3.
Yeah.
So after 3 songs you have to leave.
So
Yeah.
each
could
photographer
change.
gets 3 songs?
Yeah,
Like
the
3
first-
different...
the fir-
Oh, the
no,
first
the
3
first
songs.
3.
Ah, okay.
So and that'll change.
Right.
Some artists love it,
Yeah.
so for the first 3 they'll play up to the cameras.
Yep.
Some artists hate it, and the
Yeah.
first 3 songs will be
Like-
completely dark
Oh,
to
no.
like mess with the photographers.
Oh, no. Okay.
But it's a cool challenge to like get what you need.
Yeah.
When you're first starting out, you're like, shit, 10 minutes?
Yeah.
How am I gonna do this?
Yeah.
But now it's like 10 minutes is ages.
Right.
Honestly, like 1 minute. 10 minutes is so long to stand in that pit.
Yeah, because you can't just keep pressing, you know what I mean? Like, it's like you're just wasting all your camera space.
Yeah,
You know, like,
and
yeah.
I think that's something you kind of learn. You just go crazy when you first, because you're like, I've got to get
yeah,
everything.
you
like,
shoot so
I've only got
much.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
But now it's like, I'll just wait for a cool moment. I only
Yeah.
need 3 photos out of this. Let's just chill.
That's sick.
So you can usually tell how green
Mm.
someone is by how frantic they are
How chill they are.
in the photo pit.
Yeah, okay.
If they're just like rushing around everywhere, you're like,
You're new.
You're
You're
new.
new.
So you've done it so many times and like, I mean, you're down looking up so you know all the angles and what you're after pretty much, right? You just
yeah,
have to kind of wait for...
yeah.
Because sometimes you're
it's-
behind the musician too. Sometimes you're...
It depends.
Yeah.
If you're just media, then you're kind of just thrown in with
Yeah.
everyone
Yeah.
else. But it's much cooler to be working directly
Yes.
for the musician
Yeah.
Right.
because they know you.
Yeah.
So that's what I concentrate on now.
Yeah.
I work for a couple of musicians, Passenger.
Yeah.
And Angus and Julia Stone are probably the main ones.
Yeah. And you have
then-
done in Ed Sheeran as well in the past? You worked with Ed Sheeran as well?
A little bit,
Yeah.
but it's more through Passenger.
Ah,
It's
okay,
not. I don't go on the road with Ed. I
Yep.
go on the road when Passenger's with Ed.
Yeah, okay, gotcha.
But yeah, once they know you, then you can run around, do whatever you want. If they turn around and you're standing there, it's cool.
Right.
But you can't just do that with anybody.
So how did you build your way up, obviously, from picking up your first camera and then working with Passenger and working with Angus and Julia Stone and all this kind of stuff?
Yeah,
Like,
so
how
it was
did
all
you-
it was all through music, just building up. So
Yeah.
after that first thing happened and
Yeah.
it turned out well.
Yeah.
So I just kept going, got my own camera and just started. Really, it was a way for me to get into concerts for free.
Yeah.
Because I was spending so much money actually going to them back
Yeah.
in the day.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this is sick.
Okay.
Just take some photos and I don't have to pay.
Yeah.
So I was doing that a lot, and then I started doing everything else with photography. Kind of just flowed on. But
Right.
music kind of just kept going, and
Right.
always after doing cool stuff. And I started doing video. It was around the time the Canon 7D came out,
Okay.
and you could just flick one button,
Yeah.
and just have
switch it
video.
back,
And it's
yeah.
like, I don't need to know anything about video. I can just press this button.
Yeah.
And so I started recording acoustic songs
Yeah.
because I'd built up, a lot of contacts through this journalism stuff. So I already knew all these people, which really helped. And this was before a lot of Australian artists were famous, more famous than they are now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So people like Matt Corby
Yeah.
and Kate Miller-Heidke and Ballpark Music. Yeah, so everyone was up for it. I would just be like, hey, I see you're in Perth. Let's go on the laneway and record an acoustic video.
Oh,
Which
sick.
just take like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So I did that a lot. and with Passenger, I actually met him busking on the street. He was busking in Perth.
Really?
He busked all around Australia. That was his thing. He actually made quite a bit of cash that way.
Right. Okay.
So he was using that to fund
Wow.
writing albums. So I went out to him and I was like, we've got some mutual friends. Name dropped, Matt Corby. And I was like, I just did a video with Matt Corby the other day. Do you want to do one too? That's the thing. That's how you get places. You just need to start with one name.
Yep.
And then you can name drop that one.
Yep.
And then you can name drop the next one. And as soon as people hear, you did something with my mate Matt, okay, cool, you must be alright. I'll do something with you.
But then you also obviously have to do a good job with Matt, so that if he fact checks it, it's like, Matt, how do you know this Jarrad guy? Then you kind of you have to build that rapport, obviously, right?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. And that's an important lesson, really.
Yeah.
I always encourage people to fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
But only if you can actually
do it properly.
Yeah. Because there's been times where people I've worked with or people I've hired where quite clearly they have faked it and couldn't back it up, and you're like, oh man, can't use you anymore. You shouldn't have. It's okay to bluff a little bit if you can pull it off, but if you can't, it makes it much worse. So don't overreach. So that's how I started with Passengers. Met him there, shot some stuff, and he really liked it, and he said, do you want to come on tour with me around Australia? And I was like, oh, this is sick. Like, what's the pay? It was pretty much nothing. And I had just started getting like big commercial work, like just started. So I had a really cool job with Perth International Arts Festival every year, which was my highest paying thing, like my most important thing. And it clashed with that. And I was like, I'm just getting started, getting pro with these guys. Do I go do that, make a lot of money, or go and tour with this guy, make no money, but it'll be fun? Okay.
So you ended up choosing
I'll go on tour. And it was really cool.
Okay.
Good decision.
It's turned into this. But you couldn't have known back then how big it was going to get. He was still just mainly busking, playing small shows. Right. Very low key. We were staying in backpackers, like sometimes sharing beds in like hostels. Really low key. But I remember thinking, I've always wanted to tour with a musician, and this might not be what I had in mind. But it's like I'm on tour with a musician around Australia, so this is cool. Right. Like, it doesn't matter about all the other stuff. Like, I'm actually doing something I thought wouldn't happen.
So how does this kind of all tie in with, obviously you've got a pretty big social media presence as well, and like you've grown that over the years as well. So how did all this music tie in with, I guess, your Instagram account and all these other things that you're quite big at as well?
The music part of it hasn't really tied into social media. It's a bit tricky for me because I do quite a few different things. And I guess the main thing with Instagram is more the adventure, epic scenes. That's what I like putting out on Instagram.
I've seen a lot of photographers on Instagram. They go and shoot musicians and stuff. And if they're the tour photographer or whatever, it's always hard for them to kind of grow on Instagram because people only care about the musician. But I think you've done a pretty good job of like...
balancing it. Because
it is tricky. It's good and tricky. It's good because people might see my work from a whole range of industries. Like when you list it all out, all the stuff I've done is pretty random. Plus the music stuff, the adventure stuff, Survivor randomly in there, Miss Universe. Like it's so random. It's good because you might just know about me from one angle and none of the others. So you might draw in more people. But then keeping them there is hard. Because someone might just love me for adventure stuff. And then suddenly there's bikini photos of Miss Universe, or there's like portrait of Passenger, and like, what's this? I just want to see the adventure. So that's been that's been a balance. So I actually I have gone down in followers since Survivor. You'd think it would go up, but it's gone down.
Why do you think that happened then?
Because I think if you were already following me or you wanted to see what I was doing, it was because of the photography mainly. And then suddenly there's a reality TV stuff popping up on your thing. Like me without a shirt on, me rolling around the mud, and you're like, what's this?
I enjoyed watching that. It's funny. It's good to see you doing other things. And
and that's the kind of, audience I like. Someone who's more interested in me and whatever I'm doing. It's always pretty funny and random. But, not everyone's like that. Most people, wouldn't know anything about me. They'll just see some cool photos, and that's cool. There's cool photos. I'll follow along.
Yeah.
So it doesn't bother me that the followers go down.
Yeah.
Nothing like that really bothers me.
I think your account's quite old. Like, we were all on Instagram pretty early, and like, if you have old followers and you grew a following like back in the day, I think like eventually they start to fall off. Like, they either stop using the app, or like Instagram will start deleting bots, and then you're fighting losses and stuff. So I think
because a big part of back in the day was the
it's
suggested
been on the
user list. So that's exciting when it happens.
Yeah.
When you suddenly get featured by Instagram and you just shoot up.
Yeah.
But then you realise, it doesn't mean anything.
It's actually worse. Like,
it feels
you shoot
worse.
up too fast.
Yeah. Just cool to see your journey develop over time. Since then,
I try and just keep it interesting. You know, I get very bored very easily doing this, whatever it is. You know, I would get pretty bored if it was just going out and hikes and adventures, and like, I love that stuff.
Yeah.
But if that was all I did, I would. Get really bored.
Well, you want to do other. Yeah.
You disappeared for a few months. I thought, like, this guy's working so hard. He's touring. He's taking photos. I thought you were just taking a break, and then all of a sudden you show up on TV.
That was funny.
Because I think you went quiet for a little bit just before Survivor. I think
they don't let you take your phone on the island. So.
Because where's Jarrad gone for the last 3 months? And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh my god.
It was pretty funny because like, we're out there. 2 months I was actually out there.
Yeah.
What was the location? Sorry?
Samoa.
Yeah.
Wait, so how did you think about, I'm going to audition for this? Or how did you, how did that idea just come up in your head? Like,
well, I always loved Survivor.
Yeah.
The US version.
Yeah.
So I loved it. Like, I love competition. I love just the whole concept of it. You know,
Yeah.
the survival part is like interesting, but it's not really actually about that. It's more about politics
and making
dynamics.
friends and like
and
who
like,
you...
how you play people and manipulate. So that's what was more interesting to me.
Yeah.
So I love that. And then it started making it in Australia. I didn't actually watch the first season.
So you were on the second season, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they did the first season, the new one,
yeah,
and then that was actually really good.
Uh-huh.
But I didn't see it.
Yeah.
But I just heard about it. I saw that auditions for the second season were coming up, and I was like, and I never thought before that I'd be someone.
Yeah.
I'd be too scared. I'd be too scared to go on it.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I'm just too embarrassed, too scared.
Yeah.
Think that I won't be good at it. But all this like random stuff that I've done, and all the life experiences I've had lately, so it shaped me more.
Yeah.
And then I started thinking, you know what? I'd actually be really good at this. Like, the kind of stuff I do, the kind of people I have to deal with, all the manoeuvring I do anyway.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I might be alright, and this is really fun. I might as well throw my hat in the ring.
Yeah.
I didn't think I would get on because 20,000 people apply for it.
Yeah.
And this wasn't like a headhunt or anything. Now it's a bit more.
Oh, they're looking for
it's
people.
Evolved. They involved
some
more known personalities.
Did you have to send a audition video?
Yeah.
How'd that go?
It wasn't like a face-to-face audition. It was more like a send in a video.
It was, but it started out just as a video because they that's how they first. It was like so many stages. There's about 5 stages.
Wow. Okay.
But the first one was video and a questionnaire.
Right.
But I just sent money on the very last day.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, I better do something, and I just did a selfie video. I was still out, just talking.
But I mean,
luckily I already had clips of me doing stupid stuff, like climbing on buildings or running around naked somewhere.
Yeah.
So I could just cut them in without actually going out and filming. I was like, I already have so many stupid videos. Cut it all in.
I mean, everyone that was obviously picked had a story, had a backstory to them, and like, you know, like Ziggy, was it? She was an Olympian water polo. Like, there's like all these like stories behind everyone. And it's kind of cool to see everyone come together on an island, right? Like, it's.
I'm sure they get a psychologist and like pick out like people
who might work with what and who might not. Yeah, I reckon they did.
Yeah. That's part of it. Is a psych test.
Yeah.
I think it's more just to make sure you're not actually going to go mental.
Yeah.
Because you know you really are out there.
Yeah.
On your own, and there's knives and fires. And, you know, if you're too unstable, you might just do something really dumb.
Yeah.
Okay. So I thought there's no harm in
what do you guys
at least getting my face in front of some producers.
Yeah.
You know, it could maybe I'm not right for the show, but someone has to watch a video of me.
Yeah.
And that could lead to something.
There's
no harm in just doing that.
Yeah.
No one's even like, it's not public.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be embarrassed by this.
Yeah.
So I was like, let's do it.
Yeah.
And just kept getting further and further in the audition process. There was like face-to-face stuff and group interviews and things like that, but it just kept going through. I had to change flights around and really put a lot of faith into it.
Yeah.
You blocked off like how many months of your calendar?
2 months.
2 months.
It's quite a while.
Yeah.
It's disappeared.
I mean, if you kept going, it would have been 3 months, right, or something. Like if you.
No, because I made it to the jury, so I was out of the game.
You had to stay in there.
But I had to stay. I still couldn't.
Yeah.
Still can't. Even once you're out and you're on the jury, you can't get your phone back or anything.
Really?
You still you start getting food.
Yeah, you gotta eat again. Like, that's the main
So what would you eat
actually
on the island?
something funny was there was a little whisper going around from like the crew, and someone was saying, "Yeah, like people on Jarrad's Instagram are wondering if he's dead."
Wait, did they check it?
Someone did.
Oh, okay.
Someone like looked at my Instagram and there were comments saying, "Jarrad, like he's just disappeared. Is he dead? Like I'm looking out for like obituaries like, as a joke." But then there was some
you
comments.
climb a lot of cliffs and stuff, so like
I know. Like people were actually getting worried.
And you travel alone a lot as well, so it's like, where did he go?
How was the
funny.
physical aspect of Survivor? I've always wondered. I don't know if I'd last physically.
No, I think the hardest thing is the weather.
Yeah.
And surviving that.
Yeah.
Because when I did it anyway, and it might be a bit of luck, but it was so rainy
Yeah.
and cold
Yeah.
for throughout the whole thing, but definitely the first week was really bad. There was just a cyclone had just been nearby or something like that.
Yeah.
It was like full monsoon kind of vibes. And when you have nothing, like you have like a few sticks as your shelter, really mentally
Were you allowed to
testing.
bring certain things, as in like a jumper or as in how many
One item.
like
You start off with just what you're
what you're
wearing.
wearing? What if you put
I
on
think
like
I'd wear
6
like
shirts or something? Like
No, you can't. They can't monitor that.
when you like
And it
try
kind
to
of has to fit your character too.
Yeah.
Mine was nothing crazy, so I just had shirt and shorts. But
Yeah.
if someone has come on as fashion model or whatever, they have to look like that.
right.
Oh,
When they come in, they
Just
can't.
wear a
They can't just
bikini.
come in wearing
Yeah.
camo.
Unfortunate.
But if you after a while, you can choose a few bits of clothing to
Yeah.
get later, a jumper or something later.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really help.
Yeah.
It's just, especially when it was raining, everything just gets wet.
Yeah.
So it's not like it helps putting on your jumper because it's a wet, soaky jumper.
Yeah.
But the hardest thing is just the nights and the rain.
Yeah.
It's really hard. You can't really imagine how bad it is unless
Yeah.
you try. If you really want to know how bad it is, next time it's raining, like last night,
Yeah.
just go
Stand
stand
there.
outside and try and sleep on the floor.
Yeah.
Like, that's it,
Yeah.
You never think a normal Western life,
Yeah.
Yeah.
first world life,
Yeah.
it rains, you find somewhere to stay, and then it's okay.
So in
But
terms,
when you can't do that, it's just kills you. Like all through the night, through the darkness, all night, like no
torture.
break. It is a bit like torture. Like rain is dripping on your face,
Yeah.
and you're trying to sleep, but you're too cold,
yeah,
and you're just like, please let this be over. Like, come on.
that's pretty cool. Yeah, right. Would you say the depiction of it on TV is kind of your real experience? Like, you did like
Kind of like a very
It's always
like
edited.
exaggerated.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exaggerated.
Yeah.
Not even exaggerated, but more dramatic on TV.
Yeah. Yeah.
A different kind of drama.
Yeah. Right.
Because it's cut with music and you cut between all these different conversations.
Yeah.
So it's still that intense and dramatic in real life, but it's it's more of an all-encompassing
Yeah.
slow burn over 2 months,
Yeah.
and you can't convey that easily.
Yeah.
Just that feeling of 24/7,
Yeah.
just plotting and lying.
Was-
And like every single conversation
You don't
would have
know.
a ulterior motive.
Yeah.
So I just go like, if I just walked up and went to talk to you.
Yeah, I remember. I think one of the funniest things I watched was Luke hiding in the bushes, like while
Yeah.
people were talking in conversation. They were just trying to listen to the. It's crazy.
It's funny, yeah.
And then you
I
have
really wish that because if you watched it, this guy called AK.
Yeah.
So he was my kind of
Yeah.
bro out there. It was really funny, but a lot of what we were getting up to there was no reason to really show it because the storyline didn't go that way. But we were planning some dumb stuff as well. But here's the thing. What you don't realize is that there's such a conflict between doing stupid stuff and being funny.
Yeah.
That conflicts with playing well and
Yeah.
doing like... Because we had a plan to bury me in the sand and hide.
What do you
And it'd
mean?
be really funny and like spying people.
Right.
And it'd be awesome. But you also got to think, I'm actually in a really good position right now. If I get caught doing this, or if like the cameraman gives it away, like the camera might point down at me and then the other person might see.
Yeah.
That would be so bad. That will ruin all my chances. Like, why would I take that risk when I'm actually doing really well?
Yeah.
So, and it's hard. So every time, so that's why I
You always
really
have to be
admire
thinking,
Luke.
Yeah.
and people that do dumb stuff because it's really funny. It's really ballsy.
Yeah.
Because it could just mess you up.
You get more airtime though, I think. Like
more airtime, but your chance of getting $500,000, which is a lot of money, goes down. So, if I could go back, if I ever went back, that's something that I have learnt from the experience is, just don't hold back. Just do dumb stuff because it's funny. Yeah. Once you get out there and you're like, man, I got 1 in 10 shot of winning $500,000. Let's play it cool.
Yeah.
That's probably like a life lesson in general. Yeah. Is, if you have the opportunity to do something exciting and interesting, always take it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's true. That's a good life lesson.
I think so. I've got two life mottos. One is, which I should have followed more on Survivor. One is bad decisions make good stories.
Yeah.
And the other one is, if it's funny, do it. So whenever I'm in some sort of dilemma, I'll think about that. What's the better story?
Yeah.
You've got a bit of a knack for it. So you've had a few videos that have gone kind of viral. You've done it quite well, and you're quite thoughtful about how you kind of put it out. It seems like, So you have the first one was like a fake Aoki.
Fake Aoki.
Fake Aoki. That was really dumb. But
I didn't think it was dumb.
I mean, you obviously look like, and when you put on your glasses and your long hair, you obviously look like Steve Aoki.
I'd get that a bit anyway. People would yell out Steve Aoki to me. Just before that video. And then I saw that he was playing in Perth. And my friend actually, Liam Underwood, was his videographer at the time.
Right.
I was like, oh, hey Liam, I've got a funny idea. And the plan was actually to do all that funny stuff and then at the end meet up with Steve and do a double take kind of thing. We didn't end up doing that on the day because it was too hectic.
Yeah.
But that's where the idea came from. Why don't I just actually pretend to be Steve and see what happens? Let's just see. I didn't really know what would happen. It could have not worked. And I had to buy Stereosonic tickets for me and the video guy, Jason.
Good old Stereosonic.
And I was like, I can't believe I'm spending $400 on this stupid joke that might not work. But yeah, it did work and it was really funny.
But you met him in the end and obviously you guys got a photo together.
He saw the video. Yeah. And then we decided, there's another Stereosonic in Melbourne, so why don't I come over there?
Oh, sick.
And let's do a sequel.
Yep.
Where he pretends to be me.
Oh, what?
So he put on a shirt. Not many people saw this one because it got taken down weirdly. I don't know why. I didn't film it. His team filmed it.
Yeah.
But he put on a shirt that said media.
Uh-huh.
And I dressed up like him.
Yeah.
We went around the festival and everyone would flock around me thinking I'm Steve. And he would be like, yeah, let me take a photo. Yeah. And he had a cap on. So he'd be taking the photo.
That's awesome.
Everyone thinks they're posing with him.
Yeah.
And then eventually he'll take off his hat. Everyone would just be like, I just not know what's going on. And then within 2 seconds, I'd be standing alone. Everyone would just flock to him.
Oh, wow.
Like, hey guys.
But I mean, the one in Perth, everyone was flocking to you, right? Obviously, because you were
it was really overwhelming.
Yeah,
it was actually...
How did it feel to walk around like Steve Aoki?
I felt really violated, really. It was crazy. It was a little taste of being an actual celebrity, and it was really bad. Because people don't give a shit. They'll just run up to you, they'll grab you.
Oh, no.
Just shove phones in your face. It was really non-stop. And what you don't see is that maybe every 20 minutes, I was there for about 3 hours. Every 20 minutes, we'd have to have a break because it'd just be too much.
Yeah.
Like, man, and there was nowhere to hide really either.
Right.
So there was nowhere to have a proper break.
Yeah.
But I'd be like, let's find a corner. Let's just sit down and let me chill.
Oh, no.
Because it's full on.
That's crazy.
As soon as I get up, people used to be yelling at you.
How long did you do this for? I mean, obviously,
a few hours.
A few hours? Yeah. Okay, well, right. That's a long time.
We wanted to film it secretly.
Yeah.
So our setup was we had a GoPro inside my friend's backpack and a hole in the backpack pointing backwards.
Yep.
And he would watch it on his phone.
So he was
and this is back in the day, so it wasn't. See, there was more lag than there is now. So he would walk in front of me. I'd follow his backpack.
Yep.
And then he would watch his phone. And when he saw someone come up to me, he'd have to stop.
Yeah.
But there'd always be a few seconds lag. So then he'd have to walk backwards a little bit. And we just did that over and over again.
Never again.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I guess the second thing that went kind of viral was the baby's foot in your head.
That was more kind of casual.
That was obviously.
Speaking of random things.
How did that? You were just taking a selfie of yourself and then.
Yeah, because I used to do this silly Snapchat thing where, because I'd always been in a crazy situation, like Ed Sheeran concert or on a cliff, and I'd always just film a video selfie of me straight faced while cool stuff is happening behind me, just dumb Snapchat thing. And I was doing that because I was at a kids festival and there was bubbles everywhere, kids screaming, and I was like, this is a funny time to pretend to
be serious.
Yeah. So I was just filming that, and from behind me, like, someone picks up their little kid, swings around, hits me in the face, knocks my glasses off. And I knew that I was filming it.
Yeah.
And so the mum was like, oh, I'm so sorry, are you okay? And I'm like, don't worry. I'm pretty sure this is going to be worth it. And I ran away and looked at the video, and I was like, oh, that's funny. As long as it's on camera, it's okay.
Yeah, right.
And yeah, I just put it up on my personal Facebook to begin with.
Yeah.
I just thought this was a funny video, and just my friends were going crazy over it. I was like, oh, this is, I better do something better.
And then you added the Thug Life.
Turned into Thug Life and put it on my actual photography page.
Yeah.
Which, you know, is something that took me a little while to realise that was a good thing.
Yep.
Because I was quite a serious photographer.
Yeah.
You know, trying to make serious contacts and have serious jobs. But having this kind of weird, funny side to my personality, I always thought, you know, keep it pretty separate.
Yeah.
But then slowly I started to realise, and now it's quite obvious now, maybe. But, you know, again, back in the day, Instagram's first starting, Facebook is first starting. This idea of having your unique personal touch on things, not so common. You know, everyone was quite serious back in the day, you know?
Yeah.
But then, you know, started putting dumb stuff up, and that actually had more of a reaction. And I started realising, oh, you know, I actually do a lot of unique, silly things. I look a bit unique as well. So that's actually a strong thing, not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Do it. So that, you know, and all this stuff has kind of reaffirmed it. You know?
Yeah. I guess also
putting me getting kicked in the face,
Yeah.
spreading that all across my social media.
Yeah.
As a professional photographer.
How important do you think it is to, like, as photographers, because we always get asked, right, like, to put yourself out there as the brand as opposed to, like, hiding back, as you were saying. So
I think it's really important
yeah.
now more than ever, because it's so easy to take photos and do cool stuff pretty cheaply.
Yeah.
So, you know, what's going to separate you from someone else?
Yeah.
It's going to be, as long as you have something cool to say and cool to do, you know? There's not much worth in showing yourself if you're not going to make that stand out or have some sort of point of difference.
Yep.
I mean, it helps putting a face to a name.
Yeah.
And feeling like you know the person, because then you're more invested in their...
Yeah.
You know, like I was putting up stories about my apartment that I just bought, and...
Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you. But if you didn't know me or you weren't invested in me, you wouldn't be interested at all. You'd be like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
You want an apartment just like everyone else does at some point in their life.
Yeah.
But because, you know, people know me, they know what I've been through, they've followed along the journey.
Yeah.
It, you know, it gives it more weight. And then, so that's a reason why it's a good idea to...
I've been following you for a while, so I saw your last place, and then like you moved on, and I know the whole story.
Yeah. So that's cool, you know. That's a good thing if you can show people that stuff. But you want to make sure that it's still a reason behind it.
Yeah.
You're not just There's been, when stories first came out, I remember people going crazy about stories.
Yeah.
And a couple of people. There's one person in particular who I just remember that they were just sharing the most mundane things of their life, and the breaking point for me was they filmed themselves
building up the hype. It better be good.
No, it was just something mundane, like a to-do list.
Right.
They're like, this is my list of things to do today, and he was like, do the washing, do this, and I was like,
all right, thanks.
I don't care.
Yeah.
And then I unfollowed them. So, you know, it's showing a bit of your personal life, but
has to be interesting.
Keep it interesting.
Yeah, not like, don't show everything. Yeah.
And if you have something unique about yourself, then show that.
You get the overshare as well. Like you see the top of the stories, and it's like marching ants, and it's like I don't want to keep the number low, I guess, or like manageable. Yeah, the stories.
But I mean, if it's exciting, I'll flick through a lot of them.
Yeah.
But, you know, if you see 20 stories and the first one is not very exciting, you're not going to watch the rest of the time.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think it's good. give people a glimpse.
You've done so many things, right? So when people come up to you on the street, you get recognized, I'm guessing, right?
Quite a bit.
Yeah,
but
so like
we say,
you have a very
ratio?
recognizable look as well. Yeah.
What's the ratio? Like, what do they recognize you as?
See, you know, coming back to what we were saying before, so many random things. It really could be anything, and that's cool sometimes, but it's also a real big challenge because I won't know why someone wants to say hello.
Do they, obviously after you talk to them, you probably realize, but then
sometimes, but not every time. I've gone through many conversations where I have no idea why they know me, or if they even think it's me, or they might think I'm Steve.
Right.
I've gone through so many conversations where I'm just plodding along, just trying to get it to end. Or trying to find out who they think I am. And there's been some really... So yeah, someone might come up to me and it could either be Steve.
Yeah.
They might think I'm Steve. They might have seen the video and know I'm the fake Steve.
Yeah.
Or it could be photography. It could be Survivor. It could be just that I look interesting and weird.
Yeah.
And that's happened. You know, that's more like people staring at me because I get stared at quite a lot. Especially if I have my hair out and I'm wearing like a rainbow cardigan or whatever. So sometimes it's just, I'll be thinking, oh, you know, maybe they know me from Survivor, but in reality, I just look weird. Yeah. It could be anything. And I always have that in the back of my mind. So there's been a couple of times where I've done it wrong. I remember in Iceland once.
Of all places, there's like not that many people.
I was with passenger crew and somebody came up after we had breakfast or something and they're like, oh my God, I'm such a big fan. And this was in front of like all the crew.
Yeah.
In front of actual famous people like passenger. Like, you're such a fan, you know, can I get a photo? And because we were in such a weird place, I was like, okay, like they must think I'm Steve Aoki. So, you know, to all the crew, I was like, oh, here we go. Like, they think I'm Steve. This is kind of funny, you know, and I kind of played it up.
Yeah.
And I like pretended like I was Steve, you know. I didn't say it like that, but I was, you know. And then later on, they tagged me in something like, so cool to meet you, Jarrad. And I felt so bad. I was like, oh, you actually thought it was me?
Yeah.
Oh, like I would have talked to you about photography and all this stuff, but I kind of brushed them off a little bit because I was trying to make it not awkward and try to get this conversation over with because sooner or later you're going to find out I'm not Steve. It's going to be really awkward for you. So that's just... So it gets me in trouble.
Right.
Iceland's kind of like a photography... And you've done like workshops and stuff up there as well, right? So
yeah, not for a while, but you know, run 4 or 5 workshops over in Iceland. They're always really fun.
Yeah,
it's getting a bit saturated.
Yeah. It's still cool to see
that. But you know, it's the kind of place where even if it's crazy with tourists, you still should go.
Yeah.
Because it's so different.
Like I'd seen Skagafoss, like probably the most famous waterfall in the world, right? Like I've seen it so many times, but. Yeah. When I saw it in person, it was pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You just got to see it anyway.
There are some people that are real snobby about that kind of thing. And they'll say, yeah, I've seen so many photos of it. You know, I don't need to go.
Yeah.
No, you should go.
But no, there's some stuff, you know.
I took the photo.
You should go.
I took the photo with Skagafoss and like, you know Jonah Gray, right?
Yeah, he did came on one of the workshops.
Yeah, I got him in a yellow raincoat and made him stand in the middle. Like, if I'm there, I'm gonna do it. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've seen this shot before, but it doesn't mean I can't take my own.
Yeah.
I don't care about anyone else's photo. I want my own one.
Yeah.
So I never, you know, turn my nose up at things like that, which some people do, and it's quite unattractive when they do. When someone negs on something, you're like, shut up.
You do a lot of travel, obviously.
Yes.
What would be? I'm curious myself. What's the craziest sort of travel story you have?
Ooh, craziest travel story. I don't know. It's hard to think of one. I don't know, one doesn't come to mind, but I mean, in Iceland in particular, I find myself in quite funny situations because I'm usually by myself driving around at like 2 a.m. in the middle of nowhere, and then I get bogged or...
Yeah. Wait, how do you get that? Obviously, for me, I find it hard traveling by myself. Like we talked about this last week, and I was like, I always want to be, I don't know, with someone or like, I don't know, but obviously you travel a lot by yourself.
Yeah. I like it both ways, you know. When you're with other people, it's cool and you can bounce ideas and get excited about stuff together. So that's cool. But also being by yourself is really great as well. No compromise.
Yeah.
You do exactly what you want.
No negotiating. It's not like, oh, do you think this is a good idea?
Yeah.
You think it's cool, you just do it.
Yeah.
And I quite enjoy experiencing really cool things by myself.
Yeah.
And it's way different.
Yeah.
Because, you got no one to talk to. So you're not turning around to someone and being like, this is sick.
Yeah.
It just is sick.
Yeah.
And you just have this feeling inside yourself, and it's just this nice. You're like, wow, look at what I'm doing. This is life,
Yeah.
You did a like self-portrait kind of series in... Is it alright if we share like some of your...
Yeah.
Like self-portrait series in Iceland. I think I went to that exhibition you had in Sydney a while ago.
Yeah.
We were both there.
Yeah.
It was a cool series. You use a remote from far away and you like set up your camera and you run to the spot.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Which
crazy.
is dicey, especially in the places that I was, because
Yeah.
you don't really know if it's taking or not. And you could have done the most YOLO line to get there, and then you're like, I hope this is actually taking.
Yeah.
So I don't really want to go back to the camera and find there's nothing there.
Has that ever happened?
Yeah, many times. But, you just go and do it again.
Yeah.
But I was actually with my friend, Benjamin Hardman, for a lot of that. So we would still use remotes, usually, because, it's just so you have more control over timing.
Yeah.
But if it was a hectic one, sometimes one of us would stay back at the camera and just watch it. Like, do your own thing, but keep an eye on the other person's camera.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't taking, you'd, like, yell out. Or you'd do it yourself.
Yeah.
Do you put on time-lapse mode or like... do you ever...
I do that now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's
My
safer,
camera-
I think, right? I guess.
Well,
In a way.
the Mark IV can do that now.
Yeah.
But whatever I was using back then, it wasn't a Mark IV.
Yeah.
So you couldn't just put it on intervalometer.
Uh,
Now you can.
Yeah.
I'd use the remote if I had it, just because I like control over timing, especially when you're standing on a cliff edge or something and it's hard.
Yeah.
You want to be
Know
able
when
to
to-
time it and be like, okay, good.
I guess
You
the
know?
hard thing apart from the timing and the range of the remote would be like how to pose yourself as well, like if you're standing at the right angle or not, or like,
Yeah.
because you don't know.
Yeah.
That's probably like so hard to visualize, I guess.
Yeah. I've done it so much now though that I kind of know what the angles that I want.
Pretty pro at it.
Yeah. Just get the hair out.
Still going?
As long as the hair's out, it looks interesting.
Yeah.
I think that's lucky in a way, is that because of the long hair, it's something interesting. Like it's like a focal point for a photo.
Yeah.
So I can do that.
Yeah.
Just wave the hair around and it's something interesting.
Usually you do like a small person, big scene, so the hair gives
Yeah,
it
it's
that
just
extra
like
silhouette.
just something.
Yeah.
And it's harder to do without that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I go to costume parties and I just don't have anything, so I just take my shirt off and then pull my hair out.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm just like a girl from The Ring, or like you have something to play with.
Do you have the questions?
Yeah.
What do we got?
I have a question, my own question. So like, you do so many things, right? It's all back to back. How do you manage that? Because like, when I have a job that's kind of back to back, I kind of stress out. And it seems like that's your life almost, pretty much.
Yeah, it's very stressful. It's not easy. As I get older, it's getting harder to do that. 5 years ago, that would just be, I'd love it.
Yeah.
Like, I'd feel like I was just going rogue, just doing my own thing, full maverick. I don't care. I don't need to go home. I'll just go to the next thing. I feel like a rock star doing that kind of stuff. But now I don't have the same energy that I used to.
That's true.
So now it's a lot harder to go back to back. I did that maybe a month ago. I did 3 back-to-back jobs, and I was meant to go home after each one, but a new job popped up every time. I was like, it's no time to go home. So I'll go straight to the next location, get like a bag sent over from home, and it's just really, it takes its toll. So
working freelance, I find it hard to say no sometimes because you don't know when the next thing's gonna come around. It sounds like you'd be able to do it, and you just do it, and it's like ends up.
You just do it.
Yeah.
If it sounds cool and it's a cool opportunity, then I'll do it. That will always override how tired I'm feeling, or because a lot of this stuff I'm doing is because the platform I have now, and there's some interest in what I'm doing, and you don't know how long that's gonna last.
Yeah, that's
so I'll just keep doing it until I can't do it anymore.
Yeah, right.
Because at some point you have to assume it's gonna end,
or at least slow down.
Photography.
At least slow down.
I know on that. I think that's a good thing about establishing myself as a full-time photographer before Instagram. By the time I got Instagram, I was already pretty set up.
Yeah.
So, and that's different to people coming up now, where Instagram is like a big part of how you get established now.
Yeah.
So it's harder. You're relying on social media a lot.
Yeah.
But for me, I don't have to rely on it. So it gives me that security that, cool, I'll do all this random, funny, silly stuff. And I'll take on all these jobs on camera, and because I'm a person of interest, it sounds very... you don't want to be... but I just thought of like Border Patrol, and person of interest, which I am. I always get flagged for the security check. If there's some, momentum behind you, just use it, because at some point it'll go away, and that's fine. But I'll still have my career, actual boring jobs to fall back on at some point. So it gives me more freedom to be silly, I think.
Do you manage all your incoming jobs? Because like while I'm traveling overseas, and like I was on a road trip with Matt Joes and Jake Rich, and we were on a Greyhound bus the whole time, and I found it hard to kind of reply emails and keep that up. There's a whole admin side to photography. You don't find out that you have to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I do all that myself. When I was on Survivor, my friend monitored emails for me.
Nice.
And she helps me out a bit when everything's crazy or I need like a second person. So that's really good to have. But for the most part, it's managing all myself. I think, you just get in a good routine no matter where you are. You're just setting aside that a couple hours a day for that kind of stuff. Even if you're just completely gone, just knowing that you just have to do it. If you let that pile up. And that's something that I think young guys, usually guys in particular, need to focus a bit more on is communication and email etiquette and things like that, which are really important. If you're a freelancer, that's so important. Because if someone doesn't reply to me quick enough in email, they've lost the job, because there's someone else that will
reply quicker.
That'll be quicker. And I'll be like, oh, this person can be relied on. I don't want to wait. It's so fast paced now. It didn't used to be. It's got faster and faster. And it's at that point now where if someone doesn't get back to you in 24 hours, maybe 48, then you start questioning it. You're like, maybe they're a bit unreliable. Maybe they're going to take this long to get back to me on something important. So all that stuff really counts. And things like, my pet peeve is people spelling, you'd get it a lot, people spelling your name wrong. If somebody spells my name wrong in an email, very unlikely I'll reply, unless it's something really important. It's usually someone that is asking for a favour or for something like, oh, I love your work, Jarrad. How much do you love it if you don't know how to spell
the worst
name?
is when they don't even follow you. It's like, why do you love my work, but you don't
That's
even
the
follow
other thing I'll always check.
They just want something, that's what it is.
Exactly. And that it's a and maybe it's a typo, and unfortunate if it's just a typo and you actually do know how to spell a name, but that's the things you got to watch out for. Because if someone's getting 100 emails a day, not that I am, if someone doesn't have time and you have to be selective about what you put your time to, it's probably not going to be replying to this guy who doesn't seem to really know who you are. You're just about to go on, it's trash.
Or just like a spam email that they send to like.
And the thing is, they have to type your email in anyway, which is my name.
Exactly.
You've had to spell it
correctly
at
once.
least look at it. The other one is, and this is one that people probably don't think about, is if someone has to ask me what my email is, that's another red flag.
You should find it.
It's on my profile right there. And that's a pet peeve that people probably don't realise is like something that people get annoyed about. But to me, that's another indicator of this person doesn't show initiative. Because you could just find it so easy. It's on every single thing. It's on my Instagram, Twitter, website. It's right there. If something that simple, if you have to waste my time for me to type my email to you, then it probably shows something about how you operate in other things. These days, it's just about saving time, being efficient. If someone's going to use more time than necessary, it's a big turn off.
Because I have like a Q&A kind of highlights on my Instagram, so that like if people ask me a question, I just go there. Like I don't have to answer your questions again. Like just have a read of that. They just keep asking the same questions over and over again. So
it's
like,
just time.
It's
just
like
it takes up your time, and it's tricky because sometimes someone is just really excited and they just want a reason to communicate with you, and that might be it. They might, they can find the answer themselves, but
they just want
to say hello. So, but it's just the things that you have to think about, especially if you're a young guy coming up. Don't the worst thing you do to someone that you look up to is waste their time.
Because we really opened up to you and like we're
it's tricky. I don't want to rag on anyone being excited about people they look up to, but my advice to someone, if you want to talk to someone about their work, just make sure it's sincere. Make sure you spell their name right.
Next time I reply, you might spell it wrong. Just see if you're awake or not.
All right. So yesterday we asked you guys to ask Jarrad some questions, and we have a few right here. Maybe we should ask like 5 or something. I don't know. We'll see. Okay.
At Josh Ball Images.
Yeah.
This came up on my activity feed or whatever. It came up and I didn't know what it was at first. I thought someone left a comment on my photo. It's like, can I get nude with you one time? Oh shit, it's Jarrad's. Yeah, so
you don't get those requests often.
Yeah.
I'm always up for a nude session. As long as it was funny, do it.
Okay. There's one here.
Actually, I got this twice from you.
That sounds really weird if you haven't seen like the.
I saw your story. Yeah. It just took a second to process.
Like someone's watching this and they're just like, "Why? What is he? Why is he naked?
Why is that
a joke?" I just find it funny to do naked things every now and then, just for photos.
Yeah.
Always for photos. I don't just do it for no reason.
Well,
it has to be for a photo.
Last time was for that Christmas card thing, right? The Christmas video that you made.
Yeah, that was funny, and I actually sent out that card to clients as well. And I thought, I did hesitate for a second. I was like, should I send this to Qantas? I'm like, yeah, you know what? It's me and it's funny.
Yeah, they know who you are by now.
If they don't like it,
if it was a stranger, then it'll
probably
be
don't work with me. Yeah. Because that stuff is going to happen.
A question from Aha Labi 9.
Okay.
What's your main inspiration and motivation towards the process of photography?
Towards a process. I don't know about process, but
I guess inspiration and motivation for photography.
Could be anything, stuff other cool stuff I see on Instagram or people doing. Sometimes I'll see something like that's sick. I want to go there. That more often than not, it comes from people outside photography, and it's more general. The people I work with, like Passenger, or just other artists doing really crazy, creative things, following their dreams.
Yeah.
Or just being completely YOLO. And I get a kick out of that. I love just seeing people just go all out and just go for things. And if I see something like that, it will make me be like, I should be doing more of that stuff. Look at this person just not caring, just doing it.
Yeah.
Because every now and then it is pretty easy to fall into like a safe trap.
Yeah.
Especially when you have a mortgage now. Things like that. It's like, there is this really crazy thing, but shouldn't I just be sensible and stay home and make more money doing this boring thing?
Yeah.
But, so it's good to be reminded from other people following their passions.
I got this twice. So from Field Notes and from Lee Elaine. Hair care tips.
Hair care tips. How long have you been growing your
hair? 10 years. Oh, no. 10 years is just like default answer, but by now it's like 13 years.
It's been saying
10 years is just
years.
like an easy thing to say.
Yeah. Hair care tips.
But hair care tips, I don't really have any, I just use, people like jokingly, or maybe they're serious, they ask, what shampoo. I always get that. What conditioner do you use?
Yeah, I think they're serious.
The real answer is just whatever's in the hotel room at the time. It could be something nice. It could be like a American motel on the side of the road that feels like it's just detergent. I don't know. I think the trick is just not doing anything to it. Because girls go crazy on hair. The stuff that most girls do.
Yep.
They put their hair through some shit. I just don't do anything. I think that's why it looks alright.
Okay.
It's worth a shot. You're a busy dude. Where do you find time to relax? Yeah, me. And what do you do in your downtime?
If I have downtime, I would just lie down in bed.
Yeah.
And just watch TV.
Yeah.
It's actually really exciting to see that I have a gap anywhere to do nothing. I don't do anything exciting in downtime. Downtime is don't move.
Do you schedule time aside for like downtime?
Not really. So when it happens,
it's
a little surprise.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, look at this. I don't have to be anywhere today.
Right.
It's interesting because so much of what I do already is traveling and hectic. So, for most people with a normal job, that would be the escape.
Yeah.
It'd be, I've got some time. Let's go somewhere, do something. But for me, that is associated with work.
Yeah. People don't realize it's work.
It's actually really stressful. And
yeah.
And I'm lucky enough to see some awesome places for work. So if I have time, it's, let's do nothing because that
relax.
sounds so good.
Yeah. All right, maybe one more. Yes.
All right.
Jack J. Brooks asked, if budget was no issue, where do you go and what do you create?
Do you have anything on your list? Like, I had a think about this, and I don't know where I'm gonna go next. Like, I have the money, I just don't know what to do really. So
stay home.
yeah, pretty much. Stay in your new place. So.
I don't know. There's so, you know, it feels like I've travelled so much, but I haven't really.
Yeah.
I go to the same places a lot. So you know, so many anywhere unusual that I haven't been before.
You've been to Antarctica.
Greenland, yeah. Greenland's an interesting one that I'm starting to see a lot of photos of, and I haven't been.
Yep.
I don't know, yeah. So anyway, but if budget was no issue, I would not work. I would not be working.
Yeah.
I would just go somewhere to relax.
Yeah. Okay.
and not do anything. Actually, no. You know, I have been meaning to go back to Africa.
Yep.
And in the early days when I was just starting out, and it wasn't really a job, I did quite a bit of stuff in Tanzania.
Yep.
Out with the Maasai tribes, and that was so cool.
Yeah.
And this is the hidden, what has come with success, I guess, and establishing yourself as a photographer is I don't have time to do those.
Yeah.
It feels like I don't have time to do those kind of passion projects. I did that stuff just, you know, volunteering, losing money, just doing cool stuff because I was so excited about photography and doing crazy things. And I'll just do it. I was paying to do it because I loved it.
Yeah.
And you always think, oh, you know, once I've had my success, I can do anything I want.
Yeah.
But it's actually
usually you're doing what
to.
the client wants, like, essentially.
And
Sometimes
just the fact that I can do a lot of cool stuff as work,
Yeah.
and I'm getting paid to do cool stuff. So I haven't been back to Tanzania to shoot this kind of stuff for a really long time, and that's because the idea of just going out to do something that's not a job, it just feels like I don't have the time for it.
Yeah.
When I really do. But there's an opportunity cost now because I do get a lot of work, and it's really hard for me to take 2 weeks off, say, like, you know what, I'm just going to go do something I want.
Yeah.
Because taking 2 weeks off means 2 weeks of not getting paid.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, pretty easy enough for me now to get jobs whenever I want. So actually, you know, being successful means you start pushing away your passion projects. Back then, I didn't have anything to lose.
Yeah,
so you just do it.
Yeah.
I don't care. You know, I don't have anything to do anyway.
Yeah.
I'll just do this. But now it's like, oh, I can't take 2 weeks off. I've got this cool thing coming up. I've got this coming up.
Yeah.
So, you know, if I was rich and had could do anything I want, I would probably end up going back to my roots.
Yeah.
Nice.
Which is, you know, experiencing different cultures and crazy places without any, you know, agenda.
Yeah.
Just to do it. Yeah.
Awesome.
Do you want to plug anything? What are you up to?
No, I got nothing to plug.
Yeah, really.
I don't think so. Maybe 2 years from now, after watching it, I might have my own podcast up somewhere.
You should message him and tell him to start.
Wait, when's your Nat Geo thing coming out on Nat Geo? Can people watch that on Nat Geo?
They can.
Okay.
We'll link it below.
Link,
when we
yeah.
get there. I think we might wrap.
Yeah.
So.
All right, guys. Thanks
Thanks
you
for
so
being
much
on.
for listening. Thank you, Jarrad, for coming on to our podcast today.
Welcome. It's fun.
Is there an end card? What do we usually say?
You can find the podcast on our YouTube channel.
Yep.
We'll link it.
Down below. You can also listen to the audio on Spotify and iTunes and leave us a review if you could.
Yeah, that'll help us out a lot. If you want more kind of up-to-date live updates, I guess, you can check out our Instagram at 529podcast. Thanks to Jarrad again.
Thank you so much. All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Catch you in the next one. Bye.